Through the first 7 innings on Saturday, Mark Kingston thought that South Carolina was going to win this game. The Gamecocks, who were in a 4-4 tie, had just taken a 6-4 lead, thanks in part to a 2-run double by Ethan Petrie off the left center field wall. And all South Carolina needed to do was get 6 more outs, and it would be on its way to salvaging the series finale with Georgia. But just like things have gone all weekend, the Gamecocks were not able to get the job done, losing 14-6 against Georgia here on Saturday afternoon, resulting in a 3-game series sweep, which marks the first time that South Carolina has been swept at home in SEC play since May of 2019. Now, how did we get to this point? South Carolina was leading in the 8th inning. Where did things go wrong? Well, let's start from the beginning with Garrett Gainey, who made his first start of the year, pitched excellently, gave you enough of a chance to go out and get a win today. He pitched 5 1/3 innings, giving up 2 earned runs on 5 hits, struck out 7 and walked 1. Kingston, after the game, was talking about how Gainey's outing proved that there is a way to go out there and pitch against this Georgia lineup, despite how dangerous they are 1 through 9. And he'd be right about that. But for the rest of this pitching staff, it's been a struggle all weekend, and it did not stop today. Chris Veach came in after Gainey and gave up 1 run in an inning and 2/3. But after that, everything just went on and melted down. And I asked Kingston after the game, did he think he would need to use 6 relievers after Gainey to get 11 outs? And he said that he didn't think he'd have to. The plan was originally going to be Gainey, Veach, Dylan Eskew, and that's your ball game. Unfortunately, it did not work out that way. Once Eskew came in the 8th inning with a 6-4 lead, things just immediately fell apart for him. He'd only go 2/3 of an inning, giving up 3 runs on 2 hits, striking out 1 and walking another. And he threw a few wild pitches as well in his outing to cap off what was just a disastrous outing for him. And then after that, Matthew Becker came in, walked 2 guys. Then you turn the game over to Connor McCreary, bases loaded. You need to get out of this jam somehow, but it's going to be difficult, obviously, with Georgia having a really good offense, and the Dogs send up a pinch hitter, which is why McCreary came in instead of facing the lefty with Becker in there. But McCreary comes in, and he had struggled just 24 hours ago, so keep that in mind. And he goes in and gives up a grand slam, and Georgia takes a 10-6 lead. And from there, they run away with the game. And look, this whole weekend is super disappointing, right? There's no way to sugarcoat how poor this weekend was and what South Carolina was going to do, right? They came into Thursday wanting to lock down a regional hosting spot in the postseason, but after getting swept, there's no chance that's going to happen now, barring some miracle in Knoxville next weekend. But for this team, they've still got 1 more series to go. You're 33-18 on the year. You're now under 500 in conference play. There's a lot of things that went wrong this weekend, and now you've really got to flip the script, just have a clean slate, clean mindset, refresh. No midweek game this week, and you've really got to, turn the page quickly, because now you're going to Knoxville where you're facing the number 1 team in the country in Tennessee, and that's going to be another tough series before going to Hoover for the SEC tournament, and then you're playing in the regionals probably after that. And if you were to ask me where I think South Carolina is going to be heading in terms of seeding after this, I don't think they're going to be a regional host by any stretch of the imagination. I just don't see it. Now, if they were somehow going to Knoxville and sweep, maybe that changes things, but right now you're looking at probably being a 2 or 3 seed. I think their RPI is good enough to where they're going to be fine to get into the NCAA tournament. There's no way that they drop from being a potential 1 seed this weekend to falling off the face of the earth and not even making the tournament, but we'll have to see what happens. But like I said, South Carolina will start their series with Tennessee and Knoxville on Thursday night at 6:30 p.m. on SEC Network Plus. I will be making the trip to Knoxville this week, and it should be a interesting one, I guess. But before I get out of here, tomorrow, or I guess now when this video might get posted on YouTube and stuff, it is Mother's Day, and I just want to say a special happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, but especially my mom, who is back at home in Fort Mill, and I will be going home after this game to go home and see her and spend the day with her. So, Mom, I just want to say happy Mother's Day to you. I love you so much. Thank you for everything you've done for me for the past 23 years, and my life would not be the same if you weren't in it, and I love you to death. Thank you so much for all you do. Really appreciate you. For GamecockCentral.com, I'm Jack Veltri.